All right, what up, guys? Welcome back. So what I'm going to bring to attention is the review of the past week. So we had the Texans and the Browns. I picked the Browns, but when I betted, I picked the Texans, and I'm so glad I did because the Texans actually kicked the crap out of the Browns, especially with Joe Flacco throwing those two picks that sealed the deal. So now the Texans are going to be facing dun 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 dun. All right, we got the Ravens. So they're going to be facing the Ravens this coming week. We'll talk about that later, but this is going to be a review on the Browns. So review on the Browns. Browns did not play as expected. The Texans O line held Myles Garrett, and uh, Ward was out, surprisingly. They had Ward not playing on reduced minutes, so that was crazy. And then they didn't use Amari Cooper at all. Like, he just was not an option for them, which was insane. And then you have I said Justin Fields, CJ Stroud throwing dimes to not Robinson, to Woods and Pierce, dude. Just Damian Pierce ran through that Browns defense. My goodness. Oh, that was crazy. Texans just really carried that game. If you just watch the replay, that was insane. Like, just the amount of points they put up. They put up 45 to, I think the final score was 21. Did the Browns score? I don't think they did. But yeah, the Texans kicked their butt, dude. And I'm glad I changed my pick. Now the other ones so on the games I went 4 of 6. There was 2 games I got wrong, which I'm really mad about. There's only 2 games I swapped. I picked Texans over Browns. I originally had Browns over Texans, but I heard they were putting certain players on reduced minutes, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that. But so I swapped the Browns versus Texans. I picked the Texans instead, and then it was the Eagles and Bucks. I was like, you know what? Maybe the Eagles will choke. I don't believe it. So I swapped that game, and that somehow that game worked out for me. So yeah, this was a crazy game. This one was insane. This one was just a blowout. It's a really great win to see CJ Stroud. And at the very end, CJ always says, "Praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ." He says that all the time. The media and the Texans social media team cut that out and just said, "Yeah, I just want to give glory to the city. Like, the city's been like they cut out what he said and put in whatever mumbo jumbo they wanted. That is crazy. I can't believe they did that." CJ said he's going to talk more about that once the season is over. But that's crazy that his own team and that the social media were just saying that. I think it was NBC. Or it was either NBC or CBS. One of them. I know it was one of them. Cut out his entire first half, and then it was like just him talking about the city giving the win. Like, he's glad he got the win for Houston. It was crazy. Like, he took the game. The final score was 45-14. Like, it's just insane. And then you have literally him just destroying. He had 0 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 274 yards. He was benched like the middle of the third quarter. I think it was like the end of the third quarter. And had 16 of 21. He only missed 5 passes. That's insane. And D. Millis, he basically just gave the ball to D. Singletary and just let him run. And receiving, Collins did it amazing, dude. I love Collins. He had 1 touchdown and 98 yards. Jordan did really good. He had a touchdown as well, 76. Yeah, his one reception was for 76 yards. I remember that. That was insane. That's 76 yarder, bro. He threw it all the way down. It was a high ball, too. It was like, man, right over top. Actually, well, he did a play action and threw it to Jordan. And then Jordan weaved around everyone. Like his weaving was what sold it. But yeah. But dude, I forgot Singletary came from Buffalo and Jordan on the Texans. That's crazy. I'm happy for him. But yeah, Texans got the dub, and then you have the Flacco stats, which are just awful, dude. 2 interceptions, 2 pick sixes, like just straight up through it, like when they were outside the 20, and they just rushed it in and sealed the deal. Like he didn't have a bad passing was 34 of 46, and then he had 307 yards, 1 TD. Like it's not bad. Kareem Hunt had multiple carries. He had 1 TD. He had he had a total of 26 yards. Yards is bad, but like those were some big yards. Like those were big first downs when he got them. Now Joku carried. He had 93 yards. And dude, he had the most yardage out of in 7 attempts or 7 receptions out of 14 attempts. Yeah, Cooper really did nothing. He had 59 yards out of 4 attempts. Crazy. And defense, 0 sacks. Just nothing, dude. There's nothing. There was 8 tackles, and that was all beyond the line of scrimmage. That's insane. Yeah, there was no kicking. There was 2 PATs. Insane. But there was way worse games apparently, but I don't want to talk about that one yet. Let's go to bum 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 bum. There it is. This game was insane. I didn't want to download Peacock, but I was like, you know what? The Yellowstone series is fully out on Peacock. I'm going to watch that. So I paid for Peacock, and with that, I was able to watch the game. The game was super funny. Like there were so many people making Taylor Swift memes. My favorite one was there was a sign for the Dolphins. As a Dolphins fan, he had his sign in the air holding. Yeah, Taylor is so hot. I'm glad it's this cold so she can get cooled off like how I feel about her. That one was funny. That one got me weak. And then there was another, like, almost all the Dolphins fans were holding this on. I wish it was colder when it was negative 23. I thought, like, that's funny. And then I saw pictures of all the beer that was, like, popped open. And, like, they were frozen, like where it's fizzing out. And then it's just instant freeze. Like, it was insane. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, give it to the game. So the game was interesting. The game was basically Chiefs, one-sided. It's a good thing I picked the Chiefs. All the calls were for the Chiefs. Mahomes had a decent night. It's not his best, but at the same time, the team did look playoff ready. Like they were all connected. Kadarius Toney was not on the field. Um, like they were just actually playing good football. Like they were back to like how we would normally see the Chiefs. Like they looked like the beginning of the Chiefs last year, or at least like the beginning of this year when they were facing the Lions. Like they were just there, but you could tell there was like a few flaws, but they improved on it. Clearly, I would say they were definitely better than like 4 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. But they were on their game. They're playing. I hate saying they were playing great football, being from Cincinnati, but they are playing good football. Yeah, so they were playing great football. Mahomes was 23 of 41, 262 yards, had 1 touchdown, which is crazy. I think he had 1 rushing touchdown. No, he did not. He just had 41 yards. He had a couple like big gains as a rushing attempt. Like he normally runs like to the sideline for the first down. He ran past it a couple times and got inside goal line. I remember one of the plays like he got down to the floor when they were like inside the 25. So that was insane. Isaiah Pacheco had a touchdown and 89 yards as a rusher. Mahomes had 41. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm surprised they didn't use him, dude. He only had 21 yards, but like out of his 7 attempts, bro, he was carrying, bro. Like he was getting like pounded and was pushing through the lines to get the first down. Like my man was on a mission that night, dude. He's the guy. I'm surprised they didn't use him. Like Pacheco, looked like he was slowing down. McCall Hardman was negative 4 yards. That's crazy. That actually blows my mind. But Rasheem Rice, like he had 130 yards in negative 23 windy weather. That's crazy. And he had a touchdown, bro. And Kelsey didn't do anything. Like surprisingly, he hit an average of 10 yards, but like there was two big plays in the beginning. There were like insane plays. Like him running like his normal like 30 yards and getting the ball and just trying to get some space, but not enough to keep the momentum for a touchdown. But it was like good yardage. Like he's getting beyond the 50, which is great. But other than that, like Kelsey just wasn't there the rest of the night. Like I would say first half he was there, and then second half he like they knew they were watching Kelsey. He was just mainly blocking, which is good. Like you need a tight end who's like doesn't have to need the ball 24/7. It was just surprising, but yeah, Pacheco, Bolton, yeah, Snead. There was a couple interceptions. One from M Edwards. But yeah, let's talk about the Dolphins though. I didn't talk about the Texans or the Browns that much because they just weren't there. But he was 20 of 39. Like he did really great. Like his passing was there, but it wasn't where they needed it to be. And he did have that one big interception. He had 199 yards. He was 20 of 39, so only missing 19 passes. Raheem Mostert was there, but he's playing injured. He had 33 yards. Tua was having some good run games. He had 25 yards for three attempts, which is good. And then Tyreek Hill, he only had 62 yards, but he did have that one big touchdown, which was the only touchdown of the night. So it was a total of Chiefs 26, Dolphins 7. And no other stats, like, yeah. There's nothing else worth mentioning. Like their kicker wasn't even there. Like the punts in that game were just so bad because of how bad the weather was. So Chiefs really just won because of the refs. There was a couple calls that were like, "Are you seriously giving it to the Chiefs?" Because one of them like barely hit Mahomes after like it was like 3 seconds after Mahomes let it go. It was like 1, 2, 3, boom, gets like hit by accident. Like it was like his own guy, like the Chiefs' own offensive lineman, backed into him and pushed the Dolphins player to like just bump his shoulder. Like he wasn't even like a full like boom, knocks him to the floor. It was like boom. Hello, like my bad, I didn't mean to bump you. And they flagged it. That was stupid, but it wasn't like big deal. Like it was only 10 yards, but like you could tell like the rest were on the Chiefs side, as they should be, I guess. And then the next game was going to be Buffalo, but we all know that was postponed until Monday night. So the next game is actually going to be the game I don't want to talk about. My goodness, dude. I had such high hopes, dude. Like, I honestly thought it was going to be a Cowboys here. Let's get into it, dude. This game literally made me, like, hate football. Like, I was, like, literally thinking about quitting, but I was like, this isn't even my team, bro. This is just my mom's team. My favorite team is the Bengals. I've been a fan with them since I hated Carson Palmer, but like Andy Dalton and AJ Green really revived my love for the Bengals, especially when they made the playoffs and lost the first round. I was like, we'll be back next year. Never came back till Joe Burrow's age. So now, now I'm like, I'm still ruined. I'm still ruined for the Bengals. Like I know it's like a tough year, but Bengals aren't even in, so it doesn't even matter. I'm going to talk about the Cowboys, dude. The end of the first half, 27 Green Bay. The last 2 seconds of the Cowboys game, or the Cowboys first half, they got 7 points. Dak threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter. Like, sealing them inside the 20-yard line. Like, on the 15. Dak got sacked so many times this game. There was a point where it was literally 48-16. Guess what? You want to know where that point was? It was in the fourth quarter with under 3 minutes. The Cowboys defense with Micah Parsons, Stephon Gilmore, and other players. I wish if Trayvon Diggs would have played and he did that bad with them having two great secondaries. Stephon Gilmore's a beast. Like, he came from the Patriots. Like, we all know how he was in the 2019 Super Bowl against the Rams. There was a reason why Jared Goff could not score. And look at him now. If Stephon Gilmore was in that Super Bowl, they might have lost to the Rams. But anyway, let's get back to it. They just were not there, dude. CeeDee Lamb had 110 yards. At the beginning of the game, everyone's talking about it. Like, after the first couple downs, like, you could tell, Dak and CeeDee were not there. They were not connected. Like, this was a whole new, like, hey, what is happening right now? Like, why are you guys being bummed? And then Mike McCarthy, dude. I don't know what it is about him, dude. I just can't stand him. Honestly, at the beginning of I wouldn't say the beginning of the season. I was like, I didn't trust him at the beginning of the season. But like when they were playing, going against the Niners, like, dude, Mike McCarthy might be a great coach. Like, he's actually turned around the team. Boom, blowout. I was like, I lied. Mike McCarthy is the same guy I thought he was. He's just some bum. And then, they turn around, they come back, and then they're facing the Eagles, and it's like, all right, dude, honestly. And then, like, they had that chance at the very end of the game. I was like, dude, Cowboys are actually figuring it out. And this is a Super Bowl contending team. Boom, we just get laid out. And it's like, dude, this guy's a bomb, dude. Like, he cannot call the right plays. He's letting Dak choose his plays. And then when Dak gets told not to choose his plays and McCarthy takes over, his plays suck even worse than Dak's. Like, you can tell what was happening is that it was the balance in between the two of them, right? From the beginning of the season, Jerry Jones even said to Mike McCarthy, I'm going to evaluate you on every single game and see if we're progressing or decreasing in our progress of a pursuit of a Super Bowl or playoff wins to at least get an NFC championship or to the title game. That's all we need to do. Therefore, Mike McCarthy has been trying to aim specifically for this season to get to that point. If Dallas would have won this game, they would have been in the divisional round going against either Tampa or the Rams. I would say no. Hold on, correction. He'd be going against either Tampa or the Lions. Those were the only two teams they would have faced. Because otherwise, it would have been the. He could have faced the Eagles or the. I don't know. I'm trying to think. He's low. Yeah, I think the Rams were lower, so he could have faced the. Could have faced the Rams if the. No, he would have faced the Eagles. So it'd be Eagles, but Rams would have faced the Niners either way. It's weird knowing the playoff rankings because, like, 49ers are going to face whoever's the lowest seed. And it's like trying to figure out which team is actually the lowest seed. I think the Rams were 6. Philly was definitely 5. So he would never face the Rams unless, he would have never faced the Rams. So he's either going to face the Lions, Bucks, or Eagles, yada, yada, yada. Like, either all those teams, like, he's beaten all of them except the Buccaneers. He hasn't faced them yet, but they beat them last year in the playoffs. So everyone's like predicting they might be actually in the NFC title game against the Niners, of course. Or if the Niners lost to whoever, they would have had a great chance to win. And everyone would have been happy to see the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. All the fans, at least. Yada yada yada. Um, they blew it. They literally, this was probably their best chance. They were the number 2 seed, the second best team in the NFC. They've been the second best team, what, 3 out of the last 5 times? This including prime Ezekiel Elliott with his best rushing yards, and they wasted him. They basically Zeke. Okay, honestly, I don't blame Zeke. He stopped listening to the dietitian there, and he was bulking instead of cutting. And they caught him because of that. They're like, "You're not the running back we want anymore." They literally wasted the talent of Zeke Elliott, and I hate that because Zeke's what made me love the Cowboys. I love Ezekiel Elliott. Watching him, dude, he was the when his first year after all the allegations against him, he was still able to come out on the field and show up as a dog, dude. He was just a dog on defense, and he was running back of the year. Like he beat out everyone as a freshman in the NFL, basically. It's like dog's insane. But yeah, let's get back to the stats. This game just upset me. Pollard had 56 runs out of 5 attempts. His average was 3.7 yards, 1 TD. Dak had 3 TDs, but none of these touchdowns. Like as soon as like they got the first drive of the second half, they went down. They could have gotten a touchdown to this is back when it was 27-7, so it was at least they're only down 3 scores, maybe 2 if they play their cards right. To win the game, they would have needed 3. To at least make it a tie, they could have done they could have gone for 8, and I don't know. It was still a 3-score game either way. But if they would have scored there, it would have gone down to a 2-score game, and that would have been manageable. The only reason they caught up is because Green Bay, like they're all young. They all got really tired. They haven't developed their lungs long enough to like. Green Bay is the youngest team in the league, which is crazy, and they just got their first. Like the average age of Green Bay is like under the age of 25. It's like Green Bay. Props to them, dude. They did nothing wrong. Like Green Bay was insane. To all my Green Bay fans, my friend Brady, he's a Green Bay fan. Like they are insane. Like you guys drafted well. You guys managed well. Matt LaFleur might be consideration of a comeback coach on this season for losing all the key pieces that they had. Like, look, I knew this man 22. They had Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. They lost the one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league to the Jets. Like they gave them away. Like and they lost Devontae Adams. Just didn't even make the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers didn't last long. He lasted 15 seconds. He had 15, 20. What was it? 27 or 15 seconds of fame as a Jets QB, and then went down after I think it was the second, starting the third play. Insane. Like, Aaron, I hope you have a great recovery. I mean, watch some good games from you because you're very entertaining to watch. Especially want to see what you can do with the Jets. That I would like to appreciate. And like with the Jets losing, like they got Dalvin Cook for Aaron Rodgers. They can't use him, so they cut him. And now he's on the Ravens, so they're probably gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Yada yada yada. I need to get back to the game. Anyway, Green Bay, you guys did fantastic. Whoever betted on Green Bay, you guys are geniuses. You guys are loyal fans and actually geniuses. I should have not told anyone to go on the Cowboys. I feel bad. I forgot that the Cowboys are called the Dallas Chokes. Like, let's be honest, they are. Like after this game, losing to the 7th seed, Green Bay Packers, without Aaron Rodgers, Like, you could tell he was a Cowboys fan. They're like, oh, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. Okay, but they're still in the playoffs. You have to play the cards right. Everyone, like, I'll be honest, I was one of them who said that if Dallas does lose to this team, they actually do suck. They do. Dallas is garbage. Like, they should be the suck boys. Like, this is not cowboy mentality. This is not Emmitt Smith. This is not Deion Sanders. This was not how any of the. This is not Troy Aikman. Tony Romo would have never played this bad. Like, this is just horrendously bad. And then Dak comes out and goes, "Yeah, just gotta plan for next year." I got a week of the meme that said when Dallas refused to take the NFC East champs hat, and he said, "I want something bigger." And then they showed him Barrow on vacation. That was hilarious because honestly, after that statement and after this game, this proves he deserves to be on vacation. Probably without the Cowboys. I hate saying this, or I love saying this. They need to cut Mike McCarthy. I hate saying this. Dak went through 5 offensive coordinators in his career, and he has not gotten better. He has actually gotten worse. Like, this is probably the worst you will ever see Dak play. This is to the point where it makes you hate being a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. It is pretty sad, to say the least. Like, Micah Parsons, don't worry, he'll get better. He's still young. Like, you can't have the defense right on one guy, and that's what they were trying to do. Like, the reason why Dallas actually was winning a couple of the battles is because, like, Green Bay didn't know what to do with Micah. Like, they were literally holding him by his neck and holding his jersey, like, holding perfect, like, holdings, so they ever can call on it. Like, there was at least 8 calls I remember seeing them holding Micah. So Micah was showing up. He wasn't playing great, like, what he normally plays, but, like, when you're getting held like that, like, there's nothing you can do. Like, I can't blame Green Bay. Like, you have to stop Micah however you got to do it. And they were able to get away with some holding calls too. Like, good job on them. Like, they actually played smart. But back on Dak, like, we don't even need to talk about his stats. Like, he just did awful. Let's talk about Jordan Love, and then I'll get back on Dak. Jordan Love, 16 of 21. His average yards was 50 yards. That's insane. He had 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was so close to breaking the record as a Packers QB in the playoffs. Like, you know what's crazy? This is his first playoff game. He has done better than any single Aaron Rodgers playoff game. Better than him in the Super Bowl. That is insane. Had 3 touchdowns, perfect percentage, 0 interceptions. Aaron Jones was a monster, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. R. Dobbs, I love this guy. I had him all season long in fantasy. 1 touchdown, 6 attempts, or 6 receptions. I apologize. 151 yards as an average of 26 yards. Insane. Aaron Jones was among that for 1 reception for 13 yards. Everyone else was just average. The next biggest guy was L. Musgrave. I don't really know the Packers' name, so I know I'm butchering that. But he had 3 receptions for 52 yards. Each one was 17.3. That's insane. And defense was just insane. Sacks. Every guy had a sack except the last 2 guys. The last 2 guys did not have a sack or a tackle. But the second one would be K. Brooks. He had 2 assists on a sack. Like, that's so bad. Dak was sacked so many times this game. Insane. Interceptions, 2 interceptions. Number 1 being the pick 6 by, let's talk about him. Jair Alexander, a dog. Dude, everyone's been making fun of him. Dude showed up to play a game. Like, you can't make fun of him. Like, I know he's a walking meme, but dude, when he's on the field, he's not Mr. Funny. He's Mr. Watch Your Pocket, because he's about to snatch it. So all my Green Bay fans, like, you guys are fantastic. Green Bay fans are so loyal. Like, like, they're the funniest people. So loyal. They are annoying. They are very cheesy. I hated making that joke. I want to hurt myself. Anyway, like, not like emotionally, not physically, because that's bad. Yada yada. Let's get back to football. Packers, you guys are heading in a great direction. I don't know the next game if you guys are going to win or not. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll post that video soon. But I just think we need to talk about the Cowboys because Packers will carry on. Like, great job, guys. Great win. You guys took all my money from me, and honestly, I'm glad you did because it showed me not to. You showed me that no, actually, it's a bet. I'm glad you guys robbed me because this actually makes me like football because now I can discuss Cowboys because now I'm never going to be able to discuss you guys till September now. You guys absolutely are jokes. Mary McCarthy, you have to go. Like, you are definitely not in control of the locker room. You're not in control of the game. You clearly you do know what you're doing, but no one likes what you're doing. You clearly have not mastered how your offense works, how your defense should be played, how your zones should be played. After a while, when you're playing zone and you're down 3 scores, like they were down, they missed a field goal. You would have been down 28-7, but they missed it by accident because he was so surprised. The kicker was he said, like, this is the saddest statement. He was so surprised they scored a touchdown that quick. He wasn't ready or practiced for the kick, so he just went in there and just tried his best. That is sad. He was not expecting them to score that quick on you guys from a interception. Like, he was not expecting that. That is sad. That is horrific. When a kicker says that about an entire team, their entire opponent, to be precise. But it's just sad. Like, everyone wanted to see you guys. Everyone thought you were going to go for it. Everyone actually did think maybe Dallas wasn't all hype. Maybe this actually might be their season. Nope, it was all hype. It was all fraud. Like everyone says on the other podcasts and whatnot. Is this a I forget what they say. I don't remember. They said some word. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the Raiders. I don't care about the Cowboys anymore. I'm just kidding. Let's go back to you. All right. But yeah, you guys, like, Dak needs to go. Dak, or no, Mike McCarthy needs to go. Dak, you were the second best QB. I would say in the regular season, definitely not this game. This game, you might have showed up in the last 3 minutes. No one needs you. You showed up in garbage time. You showed up when the game didn't matter. You showed up when no one was watching. Everyone turned off. Everyone was upset. That's when you showed up. You showed up when everyone was sad. When everyone was expecting and honoring you, that's when you need to show up. That's when you need to come knock on the door and show up to work. Not Jerry Jones was not Jerry Jones. Jimmy Johnson had a better motivational speech I've seen in the 2 minutes right before halftime. And the 2 minutes before halftime, seeing you guys down 4 scores basically. It was basically 4 scores. It was 27-0. Down 4 scores, and then seeing you guys go into that locker room, I know you gave some crappy pep talk. Like, Dak, dude, you had the best offense. I would say you guys had the best lightning offense. There's a reason you guys been soaring quick because you guys knew how to operate. I don't know what's going on. I know something's up. Something is up. There's no way you guys act like that. I'm sorry I said the things I said, but truth is, like, they are true. Dak, you were not there when the Cowboys needed you. When I needed you, I needed you to show up this game. Because then I would have had I would have had a 5-6 record. But now in these playoffs, I'm 4-6. So thanks a lot, Dak. You ruined my day. But you know you can't be perfect. I was hoping you could, but you did. You made the Cowboys choke. So these are what I'm saying the Cowboys should do to get better. Hire absolutely Bill Belichick. Mike Vrabel would be a great coach. And then a guy who's posted and said he would like to be a running back on the team, Derrick Henry, surprisingly, off the Titans. Like, can we talk about that? Derrick Henry wants to be on the Cowboys. I just passed him for poopy. Like Derrick Henry, the number 22 on the Tennessee Titans, like the running back that carried his team, basically Christian McCaffrey, carried his team all the way to the playoffs and the number one seed twice to help his team get the bye. Dak, if you get these key pieces this season, if you are on the team this season, and honestly, I think you should be. You're not a terrible quarterback. You've had a ton of terrible games, a ton of terrible calls, and a lot of blame placed on you. Have you deserved it? Maybe. Do you deserve it right now? How you played in the first half? You do. Do I think you can be better? Absolutely. I think you can make a comeback. I want you to make a comeback. I would like to see you make a comeback. I love to see you. I keep hitting that button because I'm trying to talk. Dak, I want to see you do good. I want to see you do great. I would love to see you carry this Cowboys, carry them to the title. Just carry them to a NFC conference game. You don't have to win. Just get them to that point where you almost win. Like, if you could just do that, fans will be happy. They're like, at least Dak showed up this season. Like, he didn't choke. Just get one more playoff. But to go 1 out of 7, 1 out of 6 is year 1 out of 6. Like, your last playoff game, you beat Tom Brady. And after that, it was a solid 17-10 against the Niners. It was 10 points for 3 quarters, dude. And then you lose to 1 touchdown in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And then you just can't, like, they couldn't score, you couldn't score. Figure something out, dude. Like, there has to be better plays. Like, you can't just keep losing to the Packers and the Niners every single year. This is insane, dude. This is bad. Jerry Jones, and everyone needs to figure it out. Mike, Coach McCarthy needs to go. He's gone. Like, you don't have to worry about him being there. He's clearly checked out. In the post game, they were asking him, "You're being graded all season long." His reason for that is like, yeah, I'm not worried. I had too many good games this season to worry about that. We'll be back next year. Bull crap. That was awful, dude. You made your team lose. Answer to the fans. And then they asked him, I remember there was a side, like, when he was walking either out of the locker room or back towards the locker room or just leaving the stadium. They were able to grab him again. And he just had no response, dude. They're like, will the Cowboys ever be back in this position? Possibly. We can get back here. I believe we will. It's just a tough loss. Team's taking it hard. I'm taking it hard too. Like, he just got yeah. Gotta do what we gotta do. Like, just not even like acting like him. Dak was just, I sucked. Yeah, like there's just no emotion. Like they're just used. This is how bad. Like they're just used to losing at this point. But I'm not like I've wasted. It's been 40 minutes and I'm talking about the Cowboys. We're done. We're done. I can't. Lions. Let's get to the Lions. I can't. All right. This game very interesting. It was basically tied, basically the whole game. Like they were just back and forth, dude. It was a really great game. Lions carried out. It was 24-23. I picked the Rams. There was this no call on Nakua. Um, it should have gone. It should have gone to the Rams, but they ended up saying no call. Another Jared Goff scenario, which would have saved me. They would have been in field goal range. They could have won the game 26-24. But it's not how it works in the NFL. You can't get what you want. Clearly with the Cowboys. Anyway, Jared Goff was lights out. Amazing. 22 of 27. Had 277 yards. One touchdown. David Montgomery, 57 yards. One touchdown. Amazing. He also had one reception, like just for receiving yards, 11. And then St. Brown, dude. I love St. Brown. 110 yards, dude. Basically just carrying him to get him in goal range. He had never got a touchdown, sadly. I wish he did in his first playoff one. That would have been amazing. But hey, he got the yards. That's all he needs. Defense was there. Where's Hutchinson? He had 4 tackles, 3 sacks, and then 2 assisted. He was on the move, dude. He was just that guy. Like Hutchinson just knows how to play. I hate saying that because he's a Michigan Wolverine, but like honestly, you gotta give credit where it's due. Like he's playing in his hometown. Like we have Sam Hubbard, who is a Cincinnati guy. He went to OSU and then came back to us. Like he's amazing. I love seeing this guy. And then you have that's like Aiden Hutchinson for them. Like you got their hometown kid, we got our hometown kid. Like you gotta have a hometown kid on your team. They're just really proud of, and like we both got one, especially on defense, on the D line. Like that's something to be really happy about. And I know they're really happy about theirs, and we're really happy about ours. Wish we would have won a Super Bowl with ours, but don't worry, Hubbard. I know you're going to get us there. Yada yada. Let's talk. Let's talk about the Lions. There is just nothing bad about the Lions. Like 0 interceptions. There was no interceptions in this game. Great job. Like this is actually the cleanest football. Matthew Stafford had a rocky start. He was 25 of 36, 367 yards, 2 TDs. Cam Williams didn't even show up. I'm going to be honest. His average yardage was 4.7, 13 attempts, 61 yards. It's all right. Nakua went off, dude. I feel like he could have carried the game. Kupp had 27 yards for 5 attempts. 5.4 yards. That I don't know why they weren't using Kupp. They should have. But 181 yards for Nakua, 1 TD, not bad. And then 812. Atwell had a 1 TD. I don't even know. The defense was just there. AD had 2 sacks, or 1 tackle, 2 assisted. I don't know, man. AD he should have retired after the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie. They need a new D-line guy. Like I feel like the reason they're keeping him around is just to finish paying him out. But I mean, AD could come back next year. Honestly, he could make a really good comeback next year. But this game was a pretty much done deal. A great win for Lions. Like you could tell on the fans, they really needed this. The rematch with Matthew Stafford. I of course picked Matt because I was thinking 2 great wide receivers. He didn't use Cup at all. If he would have used Cup a little bit more, I feel like they would have gotten more yards. But he was getting double, sometimes triple coverage. It was a great game. When you have Eminem hyping up your sideline, dude, that's all you need, dude. They had Eminem. They had 8 Mile on them. They had Godzilla in them. Oh man. But dude, you could just tell Lions needed and wanted this win. I should have picked the Lions. I wasn't thinking about the Lions, but I was like, dude, the Rams offense might actually win this game. I hated the fact that they treated Matthew Stafford so horribly after everything he's done for him. It would be like if Andy Dalton came back to the Bengals to play us in we respected him when he played the Bears, and it was Burrow's first year, or sorry, second year. But it was our second game too, and he just showed up and he was like the defense was giving him the little Tim's hat, just a little run around, which was super funny. Like hearing him AD mic'd up too. Good old Dowdy, just being funny. Oh, I missed it. That good old redhead. But anyway, gotta talk about the games. So yeah, this was a good clean game. Next game will be the Buffalo and Steelers. But we don't really gotta talk about this one. Like this one was just like we all knew it was gonna be one sided. Josh Allen just knows how to carry this. He just really knows how to carry this defense or offense. Like he's just lightning. His interceptions were his interceptions weren't there. It was 0 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 203 yards. Only missed 9 attempts. He was 21 of 30. Oh, Josh Allen had a great game. Like they were playing basically a third string, 4 string Steelers defense. They didn't have TJ Watt. If it was TJ, I feel like it would have been closer. It was still pretty close. They were down. It was final score: Bills 31, Steelers 17. Bills won. I don't think there was a down in the question, but you still have to play the game. Like James Cook had a great game. I would say he had 79 yards, average of 4.4 yards, 18 attempts. I say like when you're in the 80-yard range, like at least you got a lot of yardage. Stephon didn't really do anything crazy. He just had a lot of big like first downs. He had 52 yards. Kincaid had 1 TD, and then Shakir had the big touchdown to make it go from what was it, 20? It was 24. Yeah, it was 24-17 for a while, and then Shakir had that one big touchdown for I think it was 15 yards, and then that sealed the deal. It was 31-17 for the rest of the game. Yeah, and there was a couple interceptions on defense. Nothing major. DeMar Hamlin played. I was glad to see him out there. It made me happy seeing him. When you see DeMar Hamlin play, it just makes you happy seeing him come back healthy. He's not 100%, you can tell, but it's good just seeing him at least out on the field playing again, because it's like after that Cincy game, it was just awful. I don't want to talk about the Steelers just because it's the Steelers. Like, why should I have to talk about the Steelers? But I'll give you the stats of the Steelers. Rudolph had 2 TDs, one interception. He had 220. He actually did really great. 229 yards for a backup QB. Actually, no, he's is he third string? I think he is, because you guys have Mitch Trubisky. I think he's out injured, or you guys or just being Mitch. But yeah, he had not a bad game. Najee Harris and then Pickens, George Pickens both had running games. Not a lot. the highest was 38, and neither of them were. It was Jay Warren. They did all right. Oh my gosh, Najee had 3.1 average yards. That I mean, it's in the NFL, so getting yards in the NFL is not easy. But when you've been in the league for, was it 3 years now? Like, come on, Najee. But it is the Bills' defense with Vaughn and all of them, so I can't blame them too much. And then George Pickens had 50. Uh, Fearmouth had 76. So Steelers had a game. Not the best. I wouldn't say the best, but they had a game. And then let's just talk about the Bucks. Let's wrap it up because my voice is about to die. Bum, 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 bum. All right. How much longer? All right, I got 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Oh man. All right. Eagles, I'm going to talk about you. Bucks with an injured Baker Mayfield, injured Mike Evans. Just having Chris Godwin go off. You guys are amazing. You guys know exactly what you're doing. This is insane. Seeing the Bucks win in the first round of the playoffs again, it's just crazy to see you guys doing this good. It's been a minute. Like, you guys were, I'm trying to think, you guys weren't in the playoffs last year. Wait, no, you were. Yeah, you guys lost to the Cowboys, but it was Tom's last game. But seeing you guys actually come around with Baker and all the things you're doing great, especially with a new head coach in his second year, getting a win in the wild card. Unlike the Cowboys. Like, you guys are doing a great job. You guys should be really proud of what you're doing. You beat the team that was actually predicted to be back in the Super Bowl. The team that was actually had the longest undefeated record this season, which was 8-0. But like, of course, they were struggling. They weren't really there. You could see Jalen's sick. He has a COVID or something. You could see it in his eyes, like he's not there. They're forcing him to play, and you just hate to see that. I feel like their just backup is just really bad. Um, it's just really sad to see that they have to force their QB to play when he's not well. Like like if it was under other circumstances, like I understand, but like when he's that sick, like you just can't play him. But it is what it is. AJ Brown wasn't there. Devontae Smith clearly wasn't there. It's just sad to see this team fall apart. The way that this was this was a great team. I hate saying that because it's the Eagles, but down on paper, like you gotta give it to these guys. These guys are terrific athletes. Having Julio Jones lose another playoff game, I hate seeing that on his record. He's too good to have that. I know he's retired. I know he's not the Julio we all remember, but yeah, let's do the stats really quick because I know I'm probably gonna run out of time before this video cuts itself. But yeah, all right, I'm going to do the Eagles first. 25 of 35, 250 yards, one CD. Not really bad for Jalen. Jalen had, I would say that's a really great game. Like no interceptions, just playing flawless football. But I'm sure this all came at the very end because I remember it was 14-0 for a while. 34 yards for DeAndre Swift, 3.4 average. It was surprisingly Najee Harris was better running back in this wild cards. Jalen Hurts had 5 yards on one attempt. Not terrible. At least he knew what he was doing. Devontae Smith did show up. He had 148 yards with a 18.5 average out of 8 attempts. So 148. That's not bad. DeAndre Swift 32 yards. Not terrible. Julio Jones did You get a couple yards, but it's not the Julio. Remember, AJ Brown not being there, you could tell really hurt him, especially when he left the week prior, before this game. At halftime, you could tell, and him deleting everything off the social media. That's not ever a good sign. And then defense got their tackles and sacks, but nothing to brag about. Like that's just the team. Uh, and Jay Elliott, he was a fantastic kicker. I had him all season. I'm glad I picked him. And then the Buccaneers. Let's talk about them really quick. Baker having an amazing game. 22 of 36 with 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rashawn White having 72 yards, no touchdowns. I wish he did. Baker having 2 carries for 8 yards. Hold on. Having an average of 8 yards. He had 16 yards in total. Sorry. Autumn had the most yardage. He had 89 yards. D Moore had 66. Mike Evans had 48 yards. And then Chris Godwin had 45 with that big TD. And Palmer also had that big TD. Also, Moore had a big TD. I just wish Mike would have got a TD. That would have been nice. But you know, Mike's been carrying this team for a long time. He'll get another one. Oh, and this defense was amazing. The kicker also showed up with three kicks. 100% percentage. As long as the game was 54 yards, not bad. He had a total of 12 points, but it's just sad seeing the way they won. Like no offense to the Buccaneers, you guys played great. You had to play great against this team because this team could have come out of their slump and turned around, but clearly they were still in it. It's just a sad thing to see. Eagles, you guys have a great thing. I just think you guys ended the season on a horrible note because just health. It's not as bad as the Cowboys. This really just came down to health. You guys clearly were just injured, frustrated. Those two things happened. Like at least you guys made it to the playoffs. You could see it like with the Bengals. Like it was just injuries. The only reason they won against the Browns, I hate saying it, it was because they were trying to save their players for the Cleveland game against the Texans. But you know, it is what it is. You just gotta take your wins, gotta take your losses. So you guys will bounce back. I can see you guys coming back next year and just dominating the whole thing, possibly making another Super Bowl run. I believe you guys should make another Super Bowl run because I don't want to see the Niners win or the Ravens win. Either or, I'd rather see you guys in there. But that's coming from a other cowboy. But anyway, like these playoffs were amazing. It's good seeing some fun football. It's fun seeing like no. The only like real call would have been the Nakua, but even that one's like it's still a little iffy. Like it was a big hit. It should have been called, but it really wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to change the outcome of the game because there were some misses, like some key downs that the Rams should have picked up to get it. But you know, it is what it is. You can't change it. So great game. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Thanks for all the support. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. And I want to start posting more videos on the upcoming games. So get ready. We have a total of 4 games that we're going to cover. We're going to talk about all of them. I hope you guys enjoy. All right. Peace out. Bye.